Success is not a mystery. It's not reserved for a lucky few. It's not about being born in the right family or having extraordinary talent. Success is simple, but it's not easy. It all comes down to one thing, and that is discipline. Look around. Why do some people rise to incredible heights while others stay stuck, complaining about their circumstances? Why do some grow, improve, and achieve their dreams while others drift through life with no direction? The answer is discipline. Discipline is the bridge between where you are and where you want to be. It's the difference between a life of regret and a life of fulfillment. Every great achievement, every fortune built, every skill mastered, every dream realized was made possible by discipline. Now here's the truth. You already know what you need to do. You know you should exercise. You know you should save money. You know you should work on your goals. But knowing isn't enough. The world is full of people who know what to do, but they don't do it. Why? Because discipline is missing. But here's the good news. Discipline is a skill. It's not something you're born with. It's something you build, step by step, day by day. And today, we're going to break it down. Today, I will tell you what discipline really is, why it's the key to everything you want in life, and most importantly, how to develop it. So if you're ready to take control of your life, to stop making excuses, and to finally build the future you deserve, let's get started. Number 1. Take life seriously. Life is not a rehearsal. This is it. Every day, every decision, every moment, it all matters. Yet so many people drift through life, waiting for the perfect time to get serious. But here's the truth. There is no perfect time. The time is now. The sooner you take life seriously, the sooner life will take you seriously. Look at the world around you. Some people rise to greatness, build wealth, and achieve success, while others struggle year after year, never making progress. What's the difference? It's not luck. It's not intelligence. It's not even talent. It's how seriously they take their future. They wake up with purpose. They don't waste time on meaningless distractions. They invest in their growth because they know that every small decision shapes their destiny. Think about this. If your future depended on your actions today, how differently would you live? If your success, your happiness, and your family's well-being were determined by what you do right now, would you still be careless with your time? Would you still procrastinate on your goals? History is filled with examples of people who took life seriously and changed the world. Michael Jordan didn't become the greatest by playing basketball when he felt like it. He trained relentlessly. Oprah Winfrey didn't succeed by waiting for the right opportunity. She created it through discipline and hard work. These people understood that if they didn't take their future seriously, nobody else would. So ask yourself, what areas of your life have you been neglecting? Your health, your finances, your skills? What goals have you been pushing off, waiting for the right time? The truth is, there's never a right time. There's only now. Make a decision today. Decide that you will no longer waste time. Decide that you will take control of your future, because life will only give you what you demand of it. The question is, are you ready to demand more? Number 2, the power of learning. If you want more out of life, you must become more. And how do you become more? You become more by learning. Learning is the gateway to success, growth, and personal transformation. It's the foundation on which every achievement is built. Without it, you remain stuck, repeating the same mistakes, facing the same struggles, and wondering why nothing changes. Think about it. If you want to get in shape, what do? You learn about proper nutrition, exercise, and discipline. If you want to build wealth, you study financial principles, investment strategies, and business skills. If you want to improve your relationships, you learn how to communicate, how to understand people, and how to build trust. Everything you want in life is on the other side of learning. Yet, most people stop learning the moment they leave school. They think education ends with a diploma, but that's where real education begins. The world is changing fast. New opportunities, new skills, and new ideas are emerging every day. Those who keep learning stay ahead. Those who don't fall behind. It's that simple. Some of the most successful people in history were obsessed with learning. Warren Buffett, one of the richest men in the world, reads 500 pages a day. Bill Gates reads a book a week. These people didn't wait for someone to hand them knowledge. They went after it. They understood that knowledge isn't just power, it's freedom. But learning isn't just about reading books. Learning is everywhere. It's in your experiences, your failures, your mentors, and your everyday challenges. The problem is most people don't pay attention. They make the same mistakes over and over again because they never stop to ask, what can I learn from this? Take a moment to reflect on your own life. What have your past failures taught you? What skills could you improve? What knowledge could help you reach your goals faster? If you want to succeed, you must develop the habit of learning, because learning is what turns problems into solutions, struggles into strengths, and dreams into reality. And here's something crucial. Learning must be intentional. It's not enough to casually pick up information here and there. You must actively seek knowledge. Set aside time every day to read, to listen, to observe. Surround yourself with people who challenge you, who inspire you to grow. Choose your influences wisely, because what you feed your mind determines the direction of your life. So here's the challenge. What will you learn today? Will you pick up a book? Will you listen to an insightful podcast? Will you study a skill that could change your future? Remember, life rewards those who are willing to grow. The moment you stop learning is the moment you stop progressing. Don't let that happen. Commit to lifelong learning and watch your life transform. Number 3. Small disciplines, big results. Success is not built overnight. It doesn't come in one big moment of inspiration or a single lucky break. Success is built on small disciplines, repeated consistently over time. The little things you do every day may seem insignificant at first, but over time they add up to create massive results. Most people think success comes from some huge breakthrough, a sudden stroke of luck, a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. But if you look closely at the lives of successful people, you'll see that their achievements are the result of small, disciplined actions repeated over and over again. It's the daily habits, the tiny choices, the little improvements that separate the winners from the rest. Imagine a person who commits to reading 10 pages of a book every day. At first, it doesn't seem like much. It takes only a few minutes, and it doesn't make an immediate impact. But over a year, that person will have read over 3,600 pages, the equivalent of 12 to 15 books. In 5 years, they will have read 75 books. That's how knowledge is built, one small step at a time. Now think about the opposite. What if instead of reading 10 pages a day, someone wastes that time scrolling through social media, watching mindless videos, or doing nothing productive? One day won't make a difference. But if they continue that habit every day, a year later, they've gained nothing. 5 years later, they're still in the same place, wondering why life hasn't changed. This is the power of the compound effect. The idea that small actions, done consistently, lead to massive results over time. Just like a tiny snowball rolling down a hill can turn into an avalanche, small disciplines lead to big success. The challenge is that results don't appear immediately, and that's why most people quit too soon. They expect instant rewards, and when they don't see results right away, they give up. Take fitness, for example. If you do 10 push-ups today, will you wake up tomorrow with a transformed body? Of course not. But if you do 10 push-ups every day for a year, your body will change. If you gradually increase that number, your strength will grow. The transformation happens, but only if you stay disciplined and keep going. This applies to everything in life: your health, your finances, your skills, your relationships. If you start saving just a little money every week, over time, it grows. If you make a small effort to improve your relationships every day, they get stronger. If you work on a skill a little every day, eventually you become an expert. So the real question is, what small disciplines are you practicing every day? Are they leading you towards success or keeping you stuck? Are you choosing habits that build you up or ones that hold you back? Every decision, no matter how small, moves you in a direction. The key is to make sure you're moving toward your goals, not away from them. The secret to lasting success is to focus on small wins. Don't worry about drastic changes overnight. Just ask yourself, what's one small thing I can do today to move forward? Maybe it's reading a few pages of a book. Maybe it's exercising for 10 minutes. Maybe it's saving a small amount of money. The action doesn't have to be huge. It just has to be consistent. Remember this, you don't have to be extreme. You just have to be consistent. Success is not about doing something once. It's about doing it every day. So what small discipline will you start today? Whatever it is, stick with it. Stay patient. Keep going. because in the end, small disciplines create big results. Number 4, work on yourself first. If you want a better life, a better career, better relationships, or more success, the first place to start isn't out there. It's within yourself. The world doesn't change until you do. Your income, your health, your opportunities, and even the people around you are simply reflections of the person you are becoming. That's why the most valuable investment you can ever make is in yourself. Most people want things to improve without improving themselves. They want more money but don't develop the skills to earn more. They want a better job but don't work on becoming more valuable. They want fulfilling relationships but don't invest in communication, patience, and understanding. They want the rewards without the growth. But life doesn't work that way. You don't get what you want. You get what you are prepared for. And the only way to truly prepare is to work on yourself first. Think about this. If someone gave you $1 million today, but you lack the discipline and knowledge to manage it, how long would it last? Many lottery winners go broke within a few years because they never developed the habits and mindset of wealth. The money came before the growth, and because they hadn't worked on themselves, they lost it all. Success is never just about what you get. It's about who you become. So how do you start working on yourself? You start by strengthening your mindset. Your mind is either your greatest asset or your biggest enemy. If you fill it with negativity, doubts, and excuses, it will limit you. But if you fill it with knowledge, discipline, and powerful beliefs, it will push you forward. One way to develop a strong mindset is by controlling what you feed your brain. What books are you reading? What voices are you listening to? Are you surrounding yourself with people who inspire you? Or are you letting toxic influences drag you down? Your environment plays a massive role in shaping your thoughts, and your thoughts determine your actions. If you want to change your life, start by changing what you allow into your mind. Another key to working on yourself is developing valuable skills. No matter what industry you're in, there are skills that will set you apart. Communication, leadership, problem solving, discipline, and adaptability. The more skills you have, the more valuable you become. And the more valuable you are, the greater your opportunities. But self-development isn't just about knowledge and skills, it's also about character. Integrity, discipline, patience, and persistence will take you further than any degree or certification. People who are trustworthy, hardworking, and consistent always rise to the top. Businesses thrive because of them, relationships last because of them, and success stays with them. Your character is your foundation. Build it strong. One of the biggest mistakes people make is waiting for life to improve before they improve themselves. They say, when I get that promotion, then I'll work harder. When I make more money, then I'll start saving. When things get better, then I'll start putting in effort. But it doesn't work that way. You have to grow first, and then the rewards will come. Imagine two people starting at the same job on the same day. One person does the bare minimum, thinking, I'll work harder when I get promoted. The other constantly learns, takes initiative, and adds value. Who do you think will get promoted first? Who will be earning more in 5 years? Success follows those who prepare for it, not those who wait for it. So the challenge is simple. Work on yourself every day. Read something that expands your mind. Learn a skill that makes you more valuable. Develop habits that strengthen your character. Improve how you communicate, how you think, and how you handle challenges. Because when you work on yourself, everything else in your life gets better. Your confidence grows, your income increases, your relationships improve, and new opportunities appear. Your future depends on the person you decide to become. So start today. Work on yourself first, and success will follow. Number 5, the power of action. Knowledge is important. Planning is valuable, but neither of them will change your life unless you take action. Action is the missing link between dreams and reality. The world is full of people with good ideas, people who talk about what they want to do, people who make plans but never follow through. Why? Because knowing is easy, but doing is hard. How many times have you said, I'll start tomorrow? Maybe you wanted to start a business, get in shape, save money, or learn a new skill. You had the idea. You knew what you needed to do, but something held you back. Days turned into weeks, weeks into months, and before you knew it, a whole year had passed, and nothing changed. This is the reality for most people. They wait for the perfect time to take action. They tell themselves, I'll start when I have more time, when I feel ready, when things settle down. But the truth is, There is no perfect time. The perfect time is now. If you wait until you feel ready, you'll be waiting forever. Look at the people who have achieved great things. Successful entrepreneurs, athletes, artists, and leaders. They didn't wait. They didn't sit around hoping for inspiration. They acted. They started before they felt ready. They took small steps, made mistakes, learned from them, and kept going. That's the difference between those who succeed and those who don't. Think about this. The greatest ideas in the world are worthless if no action is taken. The best workout plan won't get you in shape if you don't exercise. The most brilliant business strategy won't make you money if you never execute it. Ideas don't create success. Action does. One of the biggest obstacles to action is fear. Fear of failure. Fear of rejection. Fear of not being good enough. But here's a secret. Everyone feels fear. The difference is, successful people act in spite of it. They don't wait for the fear to disappear. They move forward anyway, because they understand that fear only has power if you let it stop you. Let's take a simple example. Imagine two people, both wanting to start a business. One person spends months researching, reading, and overthinking every little detail, waiting until they know everything before starting. The other person learns just enough to take the first step. Then they launch. They make mistakes, adjust, improve, and gain real experience. A year later, who do you think is ahead? The one who took action. Success isn't about perfection. It's about progress. Taking action doesn't mean you won't fail. It means you're willing to learn and adapt. The truth is, failure isn't the opposite of success. It's part of the journey. Every successful person has failed at some point. The difference is, they used failure as a lesson, not an excuse to quit. Think about some of the most successful people in history. Thomas Edison failed over 1,000 times before inventing the light bulb. Walt Disney was rejected by multiple investors before Disneyland became a reality. Michael Jordan was cut from his high school basketball team before becoming one of the greatest players of all time. What if they had given up? What if they had let fear stop them from taking action? This is why action is so powerful, because every step forward brings progress. Even small actions, repeated consistently, create massive results over time. You don't have to do everything at once. You just have to start. So what's something you've been putting off? What goal have you been thinking about, but not acting on? Maybe it's writing that book, starting that fitness routine, applying for that job, or launching that business. Whatever it is, start today. Take the first step. Not tomorrow, not next week, now. Because here's the truth. You don't need more motivation. You need movement. Motivation comes and goes, but action creates momentum. Once you start moving, everything gets easier. You build confidence. You gain experience. You realize that taking action isn't as scary as you thought. And before you know it, you've built something real, something meaningful, something that changes your life. So don't wait. Don't overthink. Don't let fear hold you back. Take action today and watch how everything changes. Number 6, setting and achieving goals. Success doesn't happen by accident. It doesn't come from luck, chance, or wishful thinking. Success is intentional. It's the result of clear, specific goals combined with consistent action. Without goals, you're like a ship without a destination, just drifting wherever the wind takes you. But with goals, you take control of your direction. You decide where you want to go, and then you map out the steps to get there. Most people don't set goals. They have vague wishes like, I want to make more money, or I want to be healthier. But that's not a real goal. A goal needs to be clear, specific, and measurable. If you don't know exactly what you want, how will you know when you've achieved it? Think about a professional athlete. Do they just wake up one day and say, I want to be good at my sport? No, they have precise goals. I want to increase my speed by 10% in 6 months, or I want to improve my shooting accuracy by 20%. They track their progress, adjust their approach, and stay focused on their target. That's how champions are made. So how do you set goals that actually work? Start with the SMART method, which focuses on the goals should be specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. 1. Specific. Clearly define what you want. Instead of saying, I want to lose weight, say, I want to lose 10 pounds in the next 60 days. 2. Measurable. You need a way to track your progress. If you can't measure it, you can't improve it. 3. Achievable. Set goals that challenge you but are still within reach. 4. relevant. Your goals should align with your bigger vision for your life. 5. Time-bound. Give yourself a deadline. A goal without a deadline is just a wish. Now let's talk about the power of writing your goals down. Studies show that people who write down their goals are significantly more likely to achieve them. Why? Because writing gives your goals weight. It makes them real. It forces you to clarify what you truly want. Successful people don't just think about their goals. They write them, review them, and remind themselves daily. They visualize success. They stay focused. They don't let distractions or doubts pull them off course. They know where they're going, and they stay on track. But setting goals is only the first step. The real key is taking action. A goal without action is just a dream. How many people say, I want to start a business but never take the first step? How many people say, I want to get in shape but never start exercising? The world is full of people with great ideas, but only a small percentage actually turn those ideas into reality. One of the biggest reasons people fail to achieve their goals is lack of urgency. They set a goal but don't set a deadline, so they keep pushing it off. I'll start next week. I'll do it when I have more time. Before they know it, months or years have passed, and they're still in the same place. That's why it's crucial to break big goals into small, manageable steps. If your goal is to lose 30 pounds, don't focus on the 30. Focus on losing the first 5. If your goal is to write a book, don't focus on 300 pages. Focus on writing 1 page a day. Small progress is still progress. Here's another key to goal achievement. It is accountability. Tell someone about your goal. Find a mentor, a coach, or a friend who will hold you accountable. When you keep your goals to yourself, it's easy to let them slide. But when someone else knows, you feel a greater responsibility to follow through. Also, expect obstacles. Every journey toward a goal will have challenges. There will be days when you feel unmotivated, days when you doubt yourself, days when you want to quit. That's normal. What separates successful people from the rest is their ability to push through these moments. If you set a goal and take action, but things don't go as planned, don't give up. Adjust. If a strategy isn't working, find a new one. If progress is slower than expected, be patient. The goal doesn't change. The approach does. Finally, reward yourself for progress. Celebrating small wins keeps you motivated. Every step forward, no matter how small, brings you closer to success. The more you acknowledge your progress, the more encouraged you'll be to keep going. So here's the challenge. Set a goal today. Write it down. Make it specific. Break it into steps. Take action immediately. Because the only way to guarantee failure is to never start. Success is not about luck, it's about direction, discipline, and action. Set your goals, commit to them, and watch how your life transforms. Number 7, faith, imagination, and execution. Everything great begins in the mind. Every invention, every achievement, every breakthrough in history started with someone who believed in the unseen. They had faith in their vision, faith in their ability, and faith in their potential. But faith alone isn't enough. Faith must be combined with imagination and execution. Think about it. Every skyscraper was once a sketch. Every great business was once an idea. Every masterpiece was once a blank canvas. The people who change the world aren't the ones who wait for things to happen. They are the ones who imagine the possibilities and then take action to bring them to life. But here's where most people go wrong. They either have faith without action, meaning they hope, they dream, they believe, but they never actually do anything. Or they have action without faith, meaning they work hard, but deep down they don't truly believe in themselves, and so they never reach their full potential. To succeed, you need both. Let's start with faith. Faith is more than just belief. It's an unshakable certainty that something is possible, even before you see the results. It's what keeps you moving forward when things get tough. It's what gives you the confidence to take risks, to step out of your comfort zone, and to keep going when others quit. But faith alone won't build a business. It won't write a book. It won't create a legacy. Faith needs imagination. Imagination is what allows you to see beyond your current reality. It lets you picture yourself living the life you want, achieving the success you desire, and becoming the person you were meant to be. Every great leader, every innovator, every trailblazer had an extraordinary ability to see what others couldn't see. Take Walt Disney, for example. He had an idea for an amusement park that would be unlike anything the world had ever seen. People laughed at him. Banks rejected him. Even his friends told him it was impossible. But he had faith in his vision. He had imagination to see what didn't exist yet. And most importantly, he had the courage to execute his plan. Today, Disneyland is one of the most successful entertainment franchises in history. That brings us to the final and most crucial step: execution. Faith and imagination are useless if they don't lead to action. You can believe in yourself all day long, but if you don't take steps toward your goal, nothing will happen. Success is not about what you believe, it's about what you do. Think of it like this: a farmer can have faith that his land is fertile, he can imagine a great harvest. But if he never plants the seeds, waters the crops, or tends to the fields, there will be no harvest. The same is true in life. You have to take action. Many people get stuck in the dreaming phase. They have ideas, they talk about their plans, they make vision boards, but they never actually do anything. Why? Because execution is the hardest part. Execution requires effort. It requires consistency. It requires pushing through fear, doubt, and uncertainty. And that's where most people stop. So how do you make sure you execute? Start small. If you have a big goal, don't let it overwhelm you. Break it down into small, simple steps. Want to start a business? Don't worry about making millions. Just start by researching, by talking to mentors, by taking the first step. Want to write a book? Don't focus on writing 300 pages. Just write 1 page today. Small actions lead to big results. Another key to execution is momentum. The hardest part of anything is getting started. But once you begin, something incredible happens. Momentum takes over. You start to build confidence. You start to see progress. And suddenly, the work doesn't feel so difficult anymore. The more you execute, the easier it gets. But here's the catch. You must take the first step. Don't wait for the perfect moment. Don't wait for motivation. Don't wait until you feel ready. Because the truth is, you'll never feel fully ready. And if you keep waiting, life will pass you by. So ask yourself, what is one thing you've been imagining but haven't acted on? What idea have you been keeping in your mind but never pursued? Whatever it is, it's time to take action. Faith gives you the courage to believe. Imagination gives you the vision to see. Execution makes it real. And that's the formula for success. Believe, imagine, act. Because the only way to turn dreams into reality is to take that first step today. Number 8, the battle between discipline and procrastination. Every day you face a choice. A battle, not against the world, not against circumstances, but against yourself. The battle between discipline and procrastination. This battle determines your success, your growth, your achievements. It decides whether you move forward or stay stuck. Whether you create a life of progress or one of regret. Most people don't lose because they lack talent. They don't fail because they don't have opportunities. They fail because they choose procrastination over discipline. They put off the things that matter. They delay taking action, thinking they have time. But time doesn't wait. The person who wins in life is the one who understands that discipline must win over procrastination every single day. Think about it. How many times have you said, I'll start tomorrow? Maybe it was a project, a workout routine, a new habit, or a dream you've had for years. But tomorrow comes, and suddenly there's another excuse. I'm too busy. I don't feel ready. I'll do it next week. Before you know it, months have passed, and you're still in the same place, wondering why nothing has changed. Here's the truth. Procrastination is a silent thief. It doesn't just steal time. It steals opportunity. It steals potential. It steals the life you could have had if only you had started earlier. And the worst part, it makes you feel comfortable while you waste time. It tricks you into thinking that delaying your dreams isn't a big deal. But every day you put something off, you are choosing comfort over growth. Now compare that to discipline. Discipline is uncomfortable, but it delivers results. It's waking up early to work on your goals while everyone else is sleeping. It's hitting the gym when you don't feel like it. It's reading and learning when you could be watching TV. Discipline isn't about motivation. It's about doing what needs to be done, even when you don't want to. Look at the most successful people in the world. They didn't get there by accident. They got there because they made discipline a habit. They showed up when they didn't feel like it. They took action when it was hard. They ignored distractions and focused on progress. That's why they win. Take J.K. Rowling as an example. Before she became the world-famous author of Harry Potter, she was a struggling single mother, living on welfare, facing rejection after rejection from publishers. But she didn't wait for the perfect time to write. She didn't let procrastination control her. She wrote whenever she had time, on napkins, in cafes, between taking care of her child. And because she chose discipline over excuses, she built one of the most successful book franchises in history. The difference between success and failure is not talent. It's the ability to take action when you don't feel like it. So how do you overcome procrastination? Start small. People often procrastinate because they see a task as too big, too overwhelming. The solution: break it down. If you want to write a book, don't think about finishing 300 pages. Just write 1 page today. If you want to start a business, don't worry about the entire journey. Just take 1 small step. Another strategy is the 5-minute rule. If a task feels too difficult, commit to doing it for just 5 minutes. Often once you start, you realize it's not as hard as you thought, and you keep going. Action creates momentum. And once you gain momentum, procrastination loses its grip. The next step is eliminating distractions. Social media, TV, unnecessary conversations. These are the weapons procrastination uses to steal your time. If you want to win the battle, you need to remove these distractions. Create an environment where it's easier to be disciplined than to be distracted. And finally, hold yourself accountable. Tell someone about your goal. Announce it publicly. Find a mentor or a friend who will check on your progress. When you make a commitment to someone else, it becomes harder to procrastinate. Here's the reality. You don't need more time. You need more discipline. Everyone has the same 24 hours. The difference is in how you use them. So today, make a decision. Decide that discipline will win over procrastination. Decide that you will take action, no matter how small, no matter how uncomfortable. Because in the end, success doesn't come from waiting. It comes from doing. Win the battle today. Take action now. Your future depends on it. Number 9. The ripple effect of discipline. Every action you take sends a ripple through your life. Just like a small pebble dropped in a pond, creates waves that spread outward. Your daily habits and disciplines shape every part of your future. The choices you make today, whether good or bad, are setting the course for your tomorrow. And if you want success, growth, and transformation, it all starts with small disciplines that create massive results over time. Most people underestimate the power of simple, consistent actions. They think success comes from big, dramatic moments, a sudden breakthrough, a stroke of luck, or one life-changing opportunity. But the truth is, success is built quietly through the small things you do every single day. Take a simple example. Imagine 2 people, both starting at the same place in life. One decides to read 10 pages of a book every day. The other spends the same time scrolling through social media. At first, there's no visible difference between them. But after a year, the first person has read 12 to 15 books, gained new knowledge, new perspectives, and possibly new opportunities. The second person, they've gained nothing. The difference between them isn't luck, it's discipline. Now take this concept and apply it to other areas of life. Your health, your finances, your relationships, your career. Every small discipline you practice today shapes your future self. Think about fitness. If you commit to exercising just 20 minutes a day, you might not see a change tomorrow or even next week. But over months and years, your body transforms, your energy increases, and your confidence grows. On the other hand, skipping workouts for weeks or eating unhealthy food every day won't ruin your health immediately. But over time, the damage becomes obvious. That's the ripple effect of discipline. The same principle applies to money. Saving a little every month might not seem like much at first, but over years it compounds into financial security. Meanwhile, reckless spending might feel harmless in the moment, but one day it leads to debt, stress, and financial struggle. Look at relationships. If you take small, consistent actions to strengthen your connections, expressing gratitude, listening, making time for loved ones, your relationships flourish. But if you neglect them, assuming they'll always be there, the distance grows. Friendships fade, marriages weaken, and you find yourself disconnected, all because of small daily neglects. One of the greatest examples of the ripple effect of discipline is Kobe Bryant. He wasn't just a talented basketball player. He was obsessed with discipline. While others were sleeping, he was in the gym at 4 a.m. While others were satisfied with being good, he pushed himself to be great. His work ethic didn't just make him one of the best players in history. It inspired an entire generation of athletes to push their limits, to demand more from themselves, to embrace discipline. His daily habits didn't just impact him, they created a ripple effect that changed the game forever. That's the power of discipline. It doesn't just change one part of your life, it spreads into everything. Now here's the important part. The ripple effect works both ways. Just as good habits lead to success, bad habits lead to failure. One small excuse leads to another. One skipped workout turns into months of neglect. One day of overspending turns into years of financial struggle. A little procrastination today becomes a lifetime of regrets. Every choice you make is either moving you closer to your goals or pulling you further away. So what can you do to make sure you're creating the right ripple effect? Start small. Discipline doesn't mean you have to overhaul your entire life overnight. It means making small, intentional choices that lead to big results over time. Read 10 pages a day. In a year, you'll be ahead in knowledge. Exercise for just 20 minutes daily. Over time, your health and energy will transform. Save a small percentage of your income. Years from now, you'll have financial stability. Improve your communication skills. Your relationships and career will benefit. Wake up 30 minutes earlier. Use that time for growth, planning, or self-improvement. The key is consistency. Discipline is like planting seeds. At first, you don't see anything. But if you keep watering, keep nurturing, keep showing up every day, the results will come. So what kind of ripple effect are you creating in your life? Are your small habits leading you towards success, or are they pulling you away from it? You are in control. Every decision you make sends waves into your future. Make sure you're sending the right ones. Because one day you'll look back and realize that everything you've built, the skills, the wealth, the health, the relationships, didn't happen overnight. They happened because of the small disciplines you chose to follow every single day. Number 10, balancing life and success. Success is important. Achievements matter. Wealth, career, and growth are all worthwhile pursuits. But what is success if your health is broken? What is wealth if you have no peace? What is achievement if you have no time for the people you love? Too many people chase success with blinders on. They push themselves to the limit, work endless hours, sacrifice their well-being, and in the process, lose sight of what really matters. But real success is not just about career growth or financial wealth. It's about living a balanced, fulfilling life. It's about winning in all areas, not just one. Look around, and you'll see two extremes. On one side, there are people who hustle endlessly, working 16-hour days, chasing financial success, but burning out, neglecting their health, and barely seeing their family. On the other side, there are those who say, I just want to enjoy life, but they never push themselves, never set goals, and end up struggling financially, stressed, and unfulfilled. Neither extreme leads to true success. The key is balance to build wealth, pursue growth, and chase dreams, while also nurturing health, relationships, and happiness. Take the example of Steve Jobs. He built one of the most successful companies in the world. He revolutionized technology. But in the end, lying on his deathbed, he reflected on how he had sacrificed so much in his personal life for success. He realized that no amount of money could replace time with family, peace of mind, or good health. What's the lesson? Success without balance is an illusion. So how do you create true success, a life of achievement and fulfillment? It starts with understanding the 4 pillars of a balanced life: health, wealth, relationships, and personal growth. Your health is the foundation for everything. No matter how rich or successful you become, it means nothing if your body is failing. Health isn't just about looking good. It's about energy, strength, and longevity. You can't give your best if you're constantly tired, stressed, or unhealthy. Prioritizing exercise, nutrition, and rest is not optional. It's essential. Your mind and body are connected. Meditation, deep breathing, or simply disconnecting from work can restore clarity and energy. Too many people believe they can sacrifice their health for work and fix it later. But by the time they realize it, it's too late. Your body is your greatest asset. Treat it like one. Wealth is another important part of life. Money isn't everything, but it gives you choices, freedom, and security. Financial stress is one of the biggest causes of anxiety in life. So building wealth is an important part of balance. But the goal isn't just to make money, it's to use money wisely, so it serves your life, rather than controlling it. Money should be a tool, not the purpose of life. People who chase money at the cost of everything else often realize too late that wealth alone doesn't bring happiness. Financial success means learning to manage money, save, invest, and create income streams that give you security and freedom. Make money work for you, not the other way around. Relationships are the real wealth of life. You can have all the success in the world, but if you have no one to share it with, what's the point? Your relationships, your family, friends, and loved ones are what truly bring meaning to life. Too many people work so hard for their families but end up losing them in the process. They miss important moments, fail to be present, and take relationships for granted. True success means making time for the people who matter, being fully present, and nurturing the connections that bring love and happiness. Because at the end of life, it won't be your money, your career, or your achievements that matter most. It will be the relationships you built. Personal growth is the final pillar of true success. True success isn't just about what you achieve, it's about who you become. Growth isn't just financial or career-based, it's mental, emotional, and spiritual. The moment you stop growing, you start declining. Every successful person in any field continues to learn, evolve, and challenge themselves. Taking time for self-reflection is key. Are you happy? Are you fulfilled? Are you making progress in life? If not, what needs to change? Success isn't just about reaching goals. It's about constantly becoming better, wiser, and more fulfilled. Contribution is the highest form of success, helping others grow as you grow. So how do you balance it all? You prioritize, you plan, you set boundaries. You don't have to work 16-hour days to be successful. You don't have to sacrifice everything for success. The goal is to work hard, but also live well. You set time for work, but also for health, relationships, and self-care. You don't glorify busyness. Productivity is about doing what matters, not just doing more. You learn to say no to things that don't align with your goals and values. In the end, the measure of success isn't just what you achieve. It's how much joy, health, and fulfillment you experience along the way. A truly successful person is not just rich. They are healthy, happy, connected, and constantly growing. Winning in one area while losing in another is not real success. Success is about creating a life you don't need to escape from. A life where you work hard, but also rest. Where you chase big goals, but also enjoy the little moments. Where you push yourself, but also find peace. So win in all areas, build success, but also take care of yourself. Chase your goals, but don't forget to live. Because true success isn't just about reaching the top. It's about enjoying the climb. Everything you want in life, success, wealth, health, happiness. It all comes down to one thing: discipline. Not talent, not luck, not circumstances, just the simple decision to take control of your habits, your mindset, and your actions every single day. Look back at everything we've covered: taking life seriously, committing to learning, practicing small disciplines, working on yourself, taking action, setting goals, believing in your vision, overcoming procrastination, creating a ripple effect, and finding balance. Each of these principles is a tool, a key that unlocks the door to the life you want. But none of them work if you don't. It's not enough to know them. You have to live them. Most people dream of success, but only a few commit to the work it takes. Most people wait for the perfect time to start, but those who win understand that the perfect time is now. Most people hope for things to change, but the ones who rise above understand that change begins with them. So here's the challenge. What will you do today? Not tomorrow, not next week. Today. What habit will you start? What decision will you make? What excuse will you eliminate? Because nothing changes until you do. Discipline is the bridge between where you are and where you want to be. It's the difference between regret and achievement. There will be hard days, days when you don't feel like it, days when progress seems slow. But that's where discipline kicks in. You don't have to be perfect. You just have to keep going. So take action, stay consistent, build discipline, and watch how your life transforms. Your future is in your hands. The only question is, are you ready to claim it?